Well, I have a question for you. You ever notice how smart can turn into stupid in the blink of an eye? Seems to be happening a lot lately, don't you think? But tonight I'm talking specifically about hazing, primarily in fraternities and on athletic teams on college campuses, even in some sororities. And I'm not talking about comedy hazing like you see in movies like Animal House or Old School. I'm talking about our best and brightest turning into mobs of wild animals, assaulting, sodomizing, and in some instances, killing their brothers and sisters and teammates. That's right, killing them. Often it's caused by forced drinking to the point of alcohol toxicity and brain damage. It's not just college. We see it in the military. We see it in camps over summertime. Anywhere there's a strong desire to be accepted. It all comes down to one thing: power. Too much power vested in kids whose brains aren't fully developed and are not being supervised as required by policy. Power they can't handle because, well, they're drunk on it. Young people, mentally or emotionally compromised from weak family values and poor role models, leaving them woefully immature. They prove the old saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Adults assigned to pump the brakes and keep things from getting out of hand, coaches, advisors, and commanding officers, are asleep at the switch. A second adult failure, allowing stupid to kick in and hazing to become dangerous, turning into assault or worse. Do they look the other way, convince themselves it's a form of bonding, a tradition, a rite of passage? We did it, so it must be okay. If it's not, then we were idiots for allowing it when we went through it. Whatever. It all seems great until it isn't. No restraint, no empathy, no critical thinking. The result, trusting young men and women end up mentally and emotionally and sometimes physically crippled for the rest of their lives. Can't be my kid, you're thinking. Neither victim nor perpetrator. Yes, yes, it can. All you need is a weak family unit and a willingness to stay silent so others can remain comfortable. College leaders and parents are failing these young people. Tonight, we're going to draw that line between right and wrong and take a step to end the cycle of needless, sometimes deadly stupidity. Now, Jonathan was a 14-year-old freshman in high school when his teammates cornered him in the locker room after a football game. You'll see in this video I'm about to show you the mob of teammates throwing water bottles, hitting and shouting at him. But what you won't see is Jonathan in the middle of that circle being sexually assaulted. We'll meet Jonathan and his parents later, but Jonathan is not alone. Isaiah Humphreys made headlines when he spoke out about his hazing during his freshman year at Penn State on the football team. Take a look.
Former player Isaiah Humphre claims that 4 upperclassmen repeatedly hazed him and other lowerclassmen and subjected them to simulated sexual assaults, both clothed and naked in the showers. Attorney Marino says both Humphreys and his father reported the incidents to Penn State and to the football coaching staff. The suit claims the coaching staff responded with administering tougher drills on Humphreys, which eventually led to him giving up his scholarship and transferring to the University of California.
Now, Isaiah says what happened to him freshman year was more than just hazing. It was a failure by all the adults involved.
Football has always been my entire life. My father played at Penn State. He ended up playing for the Colts, Tampa Bay, Buffalo Bills. So when I committed to Penn State after high school, I was on top of the world. But going to Penn State was a dream that turned into a nightmare. Some people would say that I was hazed, but I believe I was sexually assaulted. At Penn State, there was a lot of unwritten rules. Most of them had to do with hierarchy. Younger guys being targeted by older guys. Someone would be sitting at the locker 3 or 4 guys would start tackling them on the ground. And they're in their towel and they're screaming, no, stop, please. I would constantly see players try to grab underneath towels and try to grab underneath mine. There was a time when I came out of the locker room and they stole my clothes and forced me to run around the entire facility. So I called my father and we're on the phone with my coach during the altercation. And he tells me that it's not a big deal. I'm on the phone in real time trying to get this issue resolved. My coach still failed me right there in that moment.
Well, Isaiah, thank you for being here and talking about this.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. I'm glad to be here.
This changed your life.
Definitely, in every aspect.
What was your high school football experience like?
Amazing. I won the North Texas Defensive Player of the Year. I ended up getting around 30+ offers. I played in stadiums that were packed every Friday. It was a dream come true.
You wanted to play in the NFL.
Yes.
Your father played in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
He played for the Colts.
Colts, Tampa Bay, and Buffalo Bills.
This was in your family. This was part of your legacy. This is what you wanted to do.
I would be the 7th person in my family to play in the NFL if that was the case.
You feel like this got taken away from you?
Completely stripped away.
Why did this happen?
Because I spoke out against something that happened to me that was very terrible. I reached out to my coaches and decided to speak up about the tragedies that were happening in the locker room, and I was ostracized immediately. And that sent me into a negative spiral in the football world. That's why we're here now.
You understood being a freshman that you were a freshman and you were going to take some guff, right? You
yes,
knew.
Of course.
I played football at a Division I school, and I was a freshman, and I went through some of that, but it never got mean-spirited. It never got out of hand. When I read the things that happened to you, I thought, that's not hazing. That's psychopathic behavior. That's out of control.
Yes.
When you went to the coach, what did you say?
I spoke to him. I said, Coach, they're dry humping people. They're grabbing under towels. They're trying to attack me. I'm fighting for my life out here. I'm scared to go to the facility. Every day I wake up in the morning, I almost want to cry myself to sleep every night.
And you were getting punched in the face. Gangs were getting you down on the ground in the shower. Why do you think that was going on?
Honestly, Dr. Phil, this went on because the adults in the program failed to do what they're supposed to.
When you did speak up, what did the coaches say?
They explained that boys would just be boys, and that it wasn't a big deal. The thing is, you can't say much. You don't have any equity, we call it, in football. So if you haven't been there for a long time, you haven't had any accomplishments, you can't say anything. Your voice is pretty much non-existent. So as soon as I spoke up, I'm not a team player anymore. They told me I was a punk. They told me I need to toughen up, that I need to get a little thicker skin.
Mm-hmm.
And they treated me like I was weak for standing up for myself.
What'd you think about that?
It's unacceptable. I stand for the truth. I'm a courageous individual. I cannot just let it slide.
Well, coming up, Isaiah says one of his teammates threatened him. He'll tell us about that after the break. Hey, Dr. Phil here. Your savings are at risk. With the economy on shaky ground, the dollar losing value, and a $2 trillion deficit, things could spiral. Don't wait for the worst. Take control of your financial future now. I trust Preserve Gold to safeguard my accounts, and I urge you to do the same. They're the only precious metals company I recommend. What are you going to do to protect what's yours? Claim your special offer and learn how to reinforce your financial future. Visit drphilgold.com to get your free precious metals guide from Preserve Gold. With gold prices recently breaking records and analysts predicting this trend to continue through 2025, you cannot afford to wait. As a bonus, you can get up to $15,000 with a qualified purchase from Preserve Gold. So don't wait. Visit drphilgold.com today.
Speaking out against hazing is important, and I got punished for it. I receive death threats on a daily basis. No matter where I go, no one wants to touch me. Teams want to pick me up. My football dreams? They're gone.
You said you were threatened by a player. What happened?
We had a player, he was from Canada. So I decided to go up there with one of my other teammates. Well, he didn't like that I was going to visit his city. So he pulled out his phone and called a hitman and said that if you see this man in Ottawa, kill him on sight. And he wasn't joking. So I called my father and said they put a hit on me. I'm freaking out, I'm paranoid. And I reported it to the coaches as well. And they told me that it was a joke. But I don't take hits lightly.
It wasn't funny to you.
It was not funny to me at all.
Yeah. And this is somebody that was giving you a lot of grief.
I used to carry a knife with me in the shower. I used to carry a knife around school just because I knew that if it got down to it, that was the only thing that was going to save me from these people who are physically superior to me.
I want people to put themselves in your position. We're talking about a group of guys, big guys, powerful guys.
I don't know if you've ever seen someone bench 500 pounds, Dr. Phil.
I have.
It is absolutely amazing. But then you have 3 or 4 people who are doing that and they're pinning you down, you have no chance. I mean, at Penn State, their whole goal is to recruit superhumans. So I'm fighting people that don't look real. They're tall, they're heavy, they're strong.
And so they tell you, hey, boys will be boys. Well, if that's the definition of boys to be boys, to sustain that argument, you have to have men stop being men because they're to step up and control that kind of thing.
Exactly.
You say it followed you when you went to another school. How so?
Yes. I went to California, all the way across the country, the furthest place that I could go. Yeah. I received a text message from one of the coaching staff at my school, and they told me that Penn State called and told them that I was a head case and I was too smart because I would destroy a program. And the biggest thing for me, Dr. Phil, is I was an 18-year-old kid. Why would you target me all the way across the country? I'm 3,000 miles away. It just didn't make sense to me.
How do you feel about the fact that this all disappeared for you, that if 7 people in your family in the NFL, this got taken away from you?
It hurts me deeply. Like, that's a complicated question because there's so many emotions that I feel. I feel like I was this close, and I feel like it was stolen from me. Sometimes it's hard to live with.
We have a statement from Penn State. Penn State was pleased with the judge's decision to dismiss the university defendants from this lawsuit in 2021. Student safety is a top priority at Penn State. Hazing is illegal and prohibited for any university. Organizations or individuals found responsible for hazing under Penn State's policy, whether occurring on or off campus, may be subject to disciplinary action by the university and may also face criminal charges under state law. When Penn State is alerted to evidence of hazing, the university takes immediate action to investigate and impose significant sanctions. Penn State strongly encourages all members of the university community who believe they have witnessed, experienced, or are aware of conduct that constitutes hazing to report that conduct to the appropriate university office and/or the appropriate law enforcement agency. So what do you say to that?
Well, I think something that's a key component for people to understand is how this is structured. After I reported what was going on, one of the assailants was charged by the university. Now, after they were charged, they did an investigation, and they came to the conclusion that he was guilty. They signed paperwork, he admitted to guilt. They actually punished him with a 600-word essay about what was going on and his experience and why he wouldn't do it again. After I decided to enter a lawsuit against them, they decided to pay for his lawyers, even though they brought charges against the assailant. So they're protecting him in court against me. This is what's going on right now. My judge also went to Penn State.
Seems fair to me.
This is the biggest thing you need to know, Dr. Phil. I'm not fighting to prove that what happened happened. It's already been admitted. This is about visibility. This is about silence. They don't want me to speak.
They've not been without other controversy.
They have a history.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because I want people to understand what happened to you and what got taken away from you.
Yeah.
That's not part of the deal. That's not what you signed up for. And look, there are supposed to be adults involved in this situation. These kids are given too much power. Maybe they do it because it was done to them. I don't know what excuse they may come up with. But the whole point is there are supposed to be adults in this situation that step in and say, hey, that's crossing the line, straighten up. We're here to play football. We're here to do this sport. And you conduct yourself like intelligent young men. And instead, it's covered up, swept under the rug. And there are adults who don't step up and have the courage to do the right thing. All right, we're going to add to this conversation a 17-year-old boy who says he was cornered in the locker room after a game by a mob of players. What happened to him is inexcusable as well. We're going to talk to him and his parents next. I used to sleep terribly, but thankfully I found Beam's Dream Powder, a science-backed, healthy nighttime blend that's packed with ingredients shown to improve sleep. Plus, Beam is founded in America and run by people who share our values like hard work and integrity. Their Dream Powder is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients: reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. Beam's already improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep, helping people wake up and feel their best. Here's the deal. Beam's giving my listeners the ultimate Patriot discount of up to 40% off so you can try their best-selling Dream Powder. Visit shopbeam.com/Dr. Phil and use code Dr. Phil at checkout for up to 40% off. That's shopbeam.com/Dr. Phil. Code Dr. Phil for up to 40% off. Support an American company. Invest in yourself and get your best sleep tonight.
I understand the fear, and the only thing that I want to do is help, so no mother or father has to send their kid to a place that changes the person that they are when they come home. Because I haven't been the same.
Jonathan was a 14-year-old freshman in high school when he joined the football team. He says it was a childhood dream of his to play football. But all that changed one night when he was cornered and sexually assaulted by his teammates in the locker room.
Our son was hazed in the locker room at the high school. When Jonathan joined the JV football team, he was all amped up and ready to go.
He was so excited to be back on the field and to be with his friends. I never imagined of him getting assaulted, and that day just changed him.
I was at my locker changing, facing in the direction of my locker. My shirt was on. I did not have any pants on at the time. As I turn around, because I hear a bunch of chattering and yelling, I get completely soaked with water. Everyone just came swarming in around the corner. All of the kids were screaming and videotaping on their phone, and I just didn't know what was going on. I felt cornered and panicked. There was people hitting me, kids with their hands all over me. There was a point where an individual did pull down my briefs and inappropriate touch me. After the boys scattered, I was so shocked. What had happened to me was very humiliating. I immediately got dressed and went over to the coach's office that was directly across from the locker room. There was an individual at the time that had been taking my personal belongings from my locker. So I went to go tell the coach that, and I had also told him what had happened, and he just told that individual to give me my belongings back and wiped everything else to the side. He ignored me. I learned later what happened to me was considered hazing.
Well, welcome. Jeannie, how did you find out about what happened to your son?
I went to pick him up after football practice, and one of his friend's mother came up to my car window and told me that I needed to talk to Jonathan. He had something very important to tell me. And I said, okay, thank you for letting me know. And as soon as he got in the car, he had told me what occurred on September 25th.
Kevin, how did you learn about this?
Jeannie brought to my attention that something bad happened to our son in school.
This is something you wanted to do. You dreamed about doing, you wanted to play.
I've always loved football from a young age. It was something that was always important to me. Watching it on TV, video games, seeing people play was always something myself I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it was just always fun to be on the field.
Did you feel like you were targeted for some reason?
I was, yes.
But why you?
I still ask myself that question almost every night. I'm still clueless. I don't know why they wanted to target me and not somebody next to me.
How did it start? Did you see it coming?
I did not see it coming. I was facing towards my locker, and out of nowhere, the whole junior varsity team just swarmed into the locker room and cornered me in the corner and started assaulting me, sexually assaulting me, throwing water bottles and water at me.
What was your first reaction? What did you say to yourself?
Oh, I was more in shock of everything that was going on and all the emotion that was running through my body. I was scared. I was confused. I didn't really know why the attack was happening to me.
And 10 minutes earlier, you had been in a game, right?
Correct.
You had been on the field with these guys.
Correct.
Nobody was treating you differently 10 minutes earlier.
Nobody was treating me differently. I had no clue. It was a good game. We won. Didn't think anything of that something would happen like that.
How many of the team swarmed around you?
It was the entire junior varsity team and most of the regular varsity team that came into the locker room. And while the incident was happening, most of them was recording.
And did they post it?
They did.
Yeah. And about half of hazing incidents do get posted these days. They put up, it's like the embarrassment, the humiliation, everything. It's not enough that it happens there. How long did this go on?
Approximately a minute, 2 minutes.
Uh-huh. And how did it end when it ended?
Everyone had just skedaddled away and left the locker room.
And so you just left there by yourself?
Correct, yes.
What were you saying to yourself?
I was really trying to think why it happened and what led up to the moment of the cause or what was going on. I was really trying to process everything in my head on how it happened. And
Did you question if you had done something to bring it on?
I always think that to myself, yes.
You still wonder that?
Oh, 100%, yes.
How do you answer that question?
There is no answering that question.